Hi. This is so draining. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media. I can't be anything but honest. This is not high energy. So let me do that again. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your number one source for everything It Ends With Us saga. Deposition dodger Blake Lively just scored another win. As I previously shared with you all, Betty Bubbles and Backpedals had been fighting with Justin Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties over what financial information she would disclose. So, Team Baldoni Wayfarer went to the judge and filed a motion to compel. The judge has just shared his ruling on that, and you know. So, let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. The Wayfarer parties were seeking, within 7 days, a computation of her alleged damages, the theory under which she seeks damages, and the documents supporting the computation pursuant to Rule 26A1A, as well as a verified response to an interrogatory seeking a computation of each category of alleged damage and documents relating to her claims for damages, including but not limited to documents sufficient to show her net worth, such as financial statements, assets, and liabilities. That seemed very sensible to me because she is seeking a lot of damages without putting a number on it. According to documents she filed previously with the court, Taylor Swift's former bestie, quote, is entitled to compensatory mental anguish and punitive damages, including treble damages arising from the injuries identified in her amended complaint, as well as attorney's fees and costs. At a later date, Ms. Lively will provide an estimate of damages in an amount to be determined by an expert in accordance with the scheduling order in this case. Ms. Lively also seeks damages in an amount to be determined by the court under New York's anti-SLAPP law. Eventually, Blake Lives Matter did agree to producing all documents and communications relating to claims for damages, but objected to the production of documents sufficient to show her net worth for the period between January 1st, 2022 and the present. She argues that although financial statements and other lost profit information may be relevant to her damages claims, information such as liabilities, retirement savings, property values, or investments that are subject to market fluctuations have absolutely no bearing on any aspect of this case. And a reminder, the court previously granted Lively's request that the Wayfarer parties be ordered to produce documents sufficient to show the net worth of each of them, including financial statements, assets, and liabilities, and for the corporate entities, financial statements, year-end balance statements, and documents sufficient to show gross income, net income, and expenditures. So, in his ruling, the judge orders that the request for information does not call for such sweeping production. What is relevant to the case is Lively's business income and expenses, including income from and of her business entities, establishing whether such income and expenses have changed since the events described in her amended complaint. Additionally, the judge cites law that says a party's net worth is only relevant here if there is a finding that punitive damages should be awarded. Punitive damages, also known as exemplary damages, are a type of monetary award in legal cases. Distinct from compensatory damages, they are designed to punish the defendant for egregious conduct and deter similar actions in the future, rather than compensate the plaintiff for their losses. Courts typically award punitive damages when the defendant's actions are deemed malicious, fraudulent, or grossly negligent. The judge says, as plaintiff, Lively is not subject to punitive damages, especially given that information regarding a party's financial records may give rise to a privacy interest. Lively cannot be compelled to produce documents regarding her personal assets and liabilities with no relationship to any alleged loss in income opportunities resulting from defendant's actions. There's a footnote there that says, because a corporation's privacy interest in its net worth is minimal, and such net worth is closely intertwined with its profits and losses, the same does not hold as to documents reflecting a corporation's net worth. Similarly, any documents regarding retirement savings, property values, investments, or other components of a natural person's net worth unrelated to lost profits, income, or business opportunities, which have been produced by the wayfarer parties pursuant to the court's order, are relevant only to Lively's claim for punitive damages. Any information of this type that has been produced should remain strictly confidential pursuant to the court's protective order until and unless it becomes relevant at the punitive damages phase. I'm confused now. I am not a lawyer, but is he now saying that she is entitled to punitive damages? When just seconds ago I shared with you all in the judge's own words saying that she's not? My brain hurts, y'all. My brain hurts. I also woke up from a nap because my anxiety was through the roof today. I didn't put any product in my hair, and I'm okay with it. It's okay. It's okay. In summation, the judge says, the motion to compel is granted in part and denied in part. The motion is granted with respect to Lively's obligations under Rule 26A as to document requests number 56 in the wayfarer party's first request for the production of documents, and as to document request number 254 in the wayfarer party's fourth set of requests for production, only to the extent it seeks financial statements and documents showing the business income of Lively and her businesses for the period January 1st, 2022 to present. Lively shall produce those documents by July 25th. So ordered. But documents related to her personal net worth, she gets to keep hidden. Also, the judge is continuing to fight with this one content creator who wants to remain anonymous. The judge ruled that the court will not entertain the motion to quash unless it is either de-anonymized or accompanied by a motion requesting leave to proceed anonymously in this court and explaining why the movement's interest in anonymity outweighs the public. The judge said that the court's office had been notified that it has received a revised motion from the anonymous owner of a certain YT account to quash a subpoena issued to the Googs by Pinocchio. The movement offers, in effect, to provide the identity of the movement to the court, but not the litigants or the public. This does not comply with the court's previous order, and the court will not entertain the motion. You know, today should have been her deposition day, but it didn't happen. The only real winners here are the lawyers. With every delay tactic, with every filing, with everything, the only winners are the attorneys that are making millions of dollars off of this. And I think one of the biggest losers is Judge Lyman. His reputation, I think, is severely stained now. So many questionable decisions on his part. That's why this latest one does not surprise me. All right, my friend, thoughts on everything? Let's discuss it all in the comments section.